Hi, this is Net Rushes. I'm Julia, and this is John Isner. If you could have an exotic pet, what would it be?
Ooh, gosh, that's a good question. I would have to say giraffe, just because of the similarities. I'm tall, giraffe. To have someone in the house taller than me, I think that would be very cool. So for me, it would be giraffe.
Would you ever ride on it?
I would love to ride on it, and I would probably fall and hurt myself, but that'd be pretty cool.
Off the court, what are some of the advantages of being so tall?
It's very difficult for me traveling. I think getting on an airplane is no fun when I have to cram into a small seat. Of course, me being so big, that's very uncomfortable. I think a lot of the hotels in Europe, they're not really made for a guy my size. There are some times where I wish I could shrink about a foot, but that's not the case for me.
And what are some of the advantages?
Well, the advantage is I can always see over the crowd. I always have the best vantage point.
Do you know what Fortnite is?
Yes, I do know what Fortnite is. I cannot say I play it. I would have no idea how to play it, but of course I have heard of it. Do you play?
Yes.
Are you any good?
Yes, I got a dub. I got one win before.
There you go. Well, that's one win more than me. I've never done it.
And did you collect any autographs when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did. I collected autographs. I had some tennis autographs. I would go to some hockey games growing up, some basketball games growing up.
Do you ever feel bad for the ball kids when you have to give them your sweaty towel?
Sometimes I do feel bad because, it's hot and we're sweating so much, and you do need the towel. And it's very important to have the ball boys and the ball girls giving you the towel, but it's not the most glamorous job, so they always do such an amazing job, and I try to be as polite as I possibly can to the ball kids on court, because I know they're working every bit as hard as I am on the court.
Kids are always cracking their phones. What's the worst that's ever happened to yours?
I'm going to brag a little bit and say I take care of my phone very well. I'm probably going to drop it as soon as this interview ends, but as of right now, I've done a good job.
What's your favorite social media platform and why?
Twitter. I like Twitter, I think mostly because it's very informative. There are some negative aspects of Twitter that athletes are dealing with now. You get a lot of negative mentions from people all over the world, and we don't like reading that. And now in 2018, I think that's the way that most people are staying up to date.
Have you ever sent a text to the wrong person?
Oh yes, I've done that. Unfortunately, they've been very just monotonous, like nothing text messages.
Yeah.
It's very embarrassing. It just goes to the territory of us just being on our phones all the time.
Yeah. Do you have a secret talent?
I mean, I like to think I'm a good cook. I love to grill. The stuff I make is pretty simple. It's been a lot of trial and error. At first, it wasn't that good, but I've sort of perfected it now.
What's your favorite meal to cook?
My favorite meal to cook is just a simple steak and a sweet potato and some sort of vegetable. That's my favorite meal. That's my last meal that I'm gonna have.
Who's the messiest player on tour?
I'm gonna give it to, Mike Bryan. Has anyone else said that?
No.
Okay, well, it's Mike Bryan. He's the messiest player on tour.
And last but not least, do you have any advice for kids who want to become pro tennis players?
The most important thing you can do at a young age, and I've said this a bunch, is to be very patient with yourself, to not be so much result oriented at such a young age. And most importantly is to have fun with it. You have to have fun. When tennis becomes a chore and you're not having that much fun with it, you're going to get a little bit burned out. So I think it's to always keep it fresh, have fun with it, and keep chasing your dreams.
This is Net Rushes. I'm Julia, and this is John Isner.